Thanks for staying with us. We're still going to continue the conversation concerning what happened in Rivers State yesterday. Talk about, you're going to say something earlier.
Yes, I was going to talk about the fact that when we talk about succession planning, it is not with the intention of dominating the person you put in. If I am handing over to someone else to lead the states, it must be because I believe that person has the capacity to lead the state. But if I'm handing over to a new government and I am putting chief of staff, I am putting accountant general, I am putting commissioners, I am putting advisors, then what do I really now trust the person I am asking to handle the affairs of the state? We need to learn how to step out and retire. Nigerians, we don't like retiring. Governors will leave being a governor. They will go to State House of Assembly. I mean, they go to become senators. Like it's now a retirement. Once you leave being a governor, you move into another position. From that, you move to another position. So it's like a positional leadership thing. And I don't think that Nigeria would work without solving.
Why do we always feel like godfatherism is a problem? Let me just ask. For conversation purposes.
An imposing godfather is a problem. Succession plan is important. If you don't have a succession plan, what happened in Cross River State, where everybody was talking about, I knew the way we were talking about Cross River at 2003. Yeah, because we saw Donald Duke was doing amazing. Maybe if Donald Duke had been a very, very hawkish godfather, when he handed over, he didn't just step out. Maybe there wouldn't be
because sometimes let me come for a second, because I know BC always says something like sometimes people don't know what they need. You know, you have to force them. So if he had been a godfather such that he thought there's a proper succession plan where these dreams for, what's that thing?
Dream a better River State.
The stuff that they have in December.
They were doing every carnival. Yes, the carnival.
30 days
Calabar carnival.
Calabar was a fantastic concept that just fell off on the next governor. So it's part of that godfatherism where you are the visionary. You have the vision for your state, and you're able to put people in there that contribute to vision. Now, how do you therefore draw the line between a good godfather
and a bad one? The one that is not on vision. The one that is 25%, because some people have been coming online. I'm not going to quote, and giving us, you know, whatever it could be, the story. They said that, you know, one activist was saying the former governor requested 25% of every River State allocation. They said that the governor offered him 10%, and I'm wondering, what are people sharing? Because when you now compare it to Lagos, come to Mile 2 and take train to Marina in the morning, and you know what a visionary, if it is true that they had a godfather in Lagos, what a visionary godfather was like. You have a master plan of progress happening in a state. Every time they talk, they say, I don't know, be Lagos. Do we have what they have in Lagos in Edo? Do River State have what they have? So don't make the comparison. The governor who signed a deal with the devil, if truly that was the deal, he should come out and tell us. Because what happened?
Okay, wait.
Now everybody is shouting. How the dead body they buried, the leg have shoot out. Let us know what is happening, please.
Let me take Abdul Salam is a call, then I'll come back to our correspondent. Abdul Salam, are you there? Thanks for calling.
I'm here.
Go ahead, you're live. So sorry about that.
It's been 5 years I've been trying. It's my first time.
5 years. Welcome to the show.
River. I want us to be very, very circumspect saying what I want to say now, because the matter is that we all do not know the story. I know the man was picked up, made that of finance, government house, later became permanent secretary, surprisingly also now became accountant general. Later handpicked amongst various qualified personnel, became governorship candidate. Today is the governor. Somebody made that happen. That man was not a bad guy. Whether his demands are ridiculous, whether he's crippling him from doing his job, I do not know. Like I said, don't know this whole story. But I just hope that he's ready for this battle. Because when you go for battles like this, you need to be sure you win. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me come back to Uche. Uche, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Sorry, we kind of forgot you for a second. So, from all you've heard so far, what do you think is the way forward now for Nigerians? I mean, what do you think is the way forward, especially for the governor? What are you expecting? Is he going to give us a press briefing this morning? Are we going to hear anything from the House of Assembly, the Speaker? We have all sorts of things happening in the Speaker. So also 23, was it 24 out of 32 that voted?
24.
24, right?
Attempted to impeach the governor.
Yeah.
The governor have gone around and increased his number. So 18 of those 24 have, moved from the governor's side, moved from the House side to the governor's side, and removed the Speaker.
So are you hearing anything this morning? Are we going to be hearing from any of the House of Assembly or the governor himself? Uche, I'm talking to you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I expect a number of things to happen if this crisis continues to brew between both parties. I expect a number of things to happen. One, I expect different stakeholders in the state or different people, different political bigwigs in the state to begin to take sides if this continues to brew. The next thing I expect to happen is that we'll begin to have discussions and analysis about the legality or otherwise of what has happened between with both factions of the House of Assembly, because one side is claiming 24, the other side is claiming 26, whereas this is a 32-member assembly. If you add 24 to 26, you tell me what the total figure is. So certainly the numbers aren't adding up.
Yeah, Uche, have you tested the pulse of the people of Rivers State? What are they saying? How are they reacting to this?
As of yesterday, a lot of persons were really upset. A lot of persons were really upset about what's going on because they feel like this shouldn't be happening in Rivers State. Many persons weren't upset from a political standpoint or a place of political bias. Exactly. When, the emotions yesterday and a lot today as well, merely about the fact that Rivers State should have gone beyond this. Because that what is happening yesterday is the style of Rivers politics. This is the Rivers State we know. This is the Rivers State we know. Since this governor came into office, this state has been uncharacteristically quiet. Many persons are beginning to feel psychologically sick because they feel like this isn't Rivers State. This place is too quiet. We need some drama. We need some action. Many people didn't expect to see this coming so soon. So many persons are saying that the state should have moved beyond this. Should have outgrown.
Oh,
so sorry.
I have a caller waiting. Suleiman, thanks for calling. Uche, we lost you for a second. Suleiman, you're live. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's my pleasure having you. This time I've been trying since, but this is my first time of getting you.
Welcome to the show.
So I think the two personalities there, the governor and the minister of FCT, I think need to go back to drawing board and settle themselves politically, because I believe this is a political crisis, and most of these crises have been instituted by the psychopaths. The people from the governor, the present governor's side, who want him to take charge, and those behind the FCT minister also want him to take charge, and which is not possible. Yeah. And from the bombing we've seen, it has shown that we cannot conclude, but it has shown that due to the impeachment process that has been laid down, so I think people who instigate that maybe from the governor's side don't want the assembly people to sit to impeach him. So I think this crisis will not work out well for the both parties. So I think the best thing is for them to go back and have a peace talk and move Rivers State forward. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suleiman.
Okay. Rivers State, when he spoke about the fact that Rivers State is used to crisis, there's always been, even with Amechi, before Amechi came in, there was political challenge. Amechi handed over to Wike, there was political challenge. And now Wike is handed over to Fubara, there is political. So when he said they were shocked at the peace, I don't live in Rivers. My in-laws live in Rivers, but my own is there's a lot of money that will be exchanging hands right now. In the way to buy, lobbying to buy loyalty and to buy support. And while we are busy trying to play politics. There are many other areas that is suffering in Rivers State. Same with Ondo State. Same as in, there are lots of states in Nigeria that were busy, and I like what the last caller said, in that everybody wants to, somebody is probably telling Fubara that you need to fight and take your state, and somebody is telling another person, the Wike, that you need to fight and be in charge of your state. At the end of the day, who really owns the state? It's the citizens, the millions of people that voted for you.
There are Amechi loyalists also, trying to partner with...
When the governor was addressing at the House of Assembly, some people were the ones saying, you will not die! Nigerians, nothing will happen to you.
Yes.
Those are the voices.
Yes.
You know?
You need to be.
So there was an arrangement between himself and the former governor. One thing I don't respect the former governor right now for is that when you have left office, you have to leave office.
Yeah.
Or be seen.
We interviewed the BRF here when I asked the question what his relationship was like with the present administration.
And I remember.
And I remember him saying that if they consult with me, I'm available. But right now, I have left office.
That's how
you know, this arrangement, because the comparison, yesterday just on Twitter, saying, there, Rivers, I said, how is Rivers and Lagos? When we do elections in Lagos, everybody go to office. But when they do elections in Rivers, they must be war.
They go to streets.
Go back to every election, back to back, shooting.
Let me take this call.
Don't be ordinary election. Rivers is known for the shooting, scatter, kill, maim.
Area scatter.
So what are we saying? How can you even think of comparing the two? I live in Lagos. I cannot imagine living in Port Harcourt during election season.
Let me take this call from Hassan. Good morning, Hassan.
Not for the faint-hearted.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. Alive.
Please, this issue of rivers should be handled with care. Yes. It's like an elephant in a Chinese shop. It must be handled with logic and patience. If you were to drag an elephant out of the Chinese shop, there will be serious damages. Yeah. And Mora, let me take you about what you say about these dichotomy rivers, about the upland and the riverine areas. Wike handed over power to Fubara, who is from riverine area, to balance the issue. But what is very clear here, you see, what we are seeing in rivers must be handled with care in the sense that it can snowball into national crisis because of the personalities involved. Remember, Wike is from Rivers. The former Minister of Transportation is from Rivers. A lot of political warlords are from their side. And you see this labor factor is still here in Rivers, trying to take their own bunch of flesh from Wike for delivery Rivers to APC. And Mr. President also has to be very careful in handling the Rivers matter. Look, there's nothing wrong in you having a successor. There's nothing wrong there. After all, when you go to Malaysia, we have people like Mahathir that were called back after over 88 years. You understand? Look, our own concern is not about the age or the succession. Our concern is about the progress. If the progress is made, you can come back as many times as possible. This Port Harcourt, not the Lagos water.
All right. Thank you very much, Hassan. Go ahead, please.
I personally don't buy into the idea of a successor when we are not running a monarchical system of government. This is government. It's supposed to be government for the people, by the people, and everything.
That's smart people, though. People who know.
And everything people, however it's been defined. That's democracy. So you can have an idea of, I've worked with this person, I know this person will be able to continue the legacy I'm trying to build in this place, and you push and support. The idea for godfatherism that I know it to be is for mentorship and counsel. So the governor, who is the incumbent governor, would always refer to, this person has gone before me, this person helped me to get to this position. I want to do so, so, and so. What is the best way? Just seek counsel. Not that I would put you there and then insist that I'll have control. It's like having a child who gets married tomorrow, and then you're sitting in your house and commanding the child on what to do in her husband's house. It doesn't make sense. We should go past this at the moment. And the world is evolving so fast that it must be for the interest of the people at large. If this incumbent now feels that what we have agreed, you are now chopping into what I'm supposed to use for the benefit of the state, he can also say, brother, I cannot do this anymore. Can you give me time? Can you... and it should be okay. It should be okay. No, I know.
Your ability to be your leadership skill is also your ability to manage your boss.
No,
whoever your
direct boss.
Direct or indirect boss. I'm just saying.
You have a boss.
Listen. I'm not trying to support anybody. I'm trying to have a conversation.
We're having a conversation.
And the conversation is that if you put me here, right? Now you might have interests for putting me here. I don't want to know you. You trusted me with this. I expect you to give me some leverage to do my own work. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
However, if you have interests that you like me to support, there's way I have to manage you. You might have your excesses, but my own strength is also an ability to manage the majority to manage you.
I have an issue with the governor.
I disagree.
When Wike took over from Amenchi, Wike was a strong politician.
Yes.
It was impossible that Amenchi would do this to him. That's the problem I have with the governor. Before you agree, I'm just saying, because we don't know for a fact anything.
What they agreed, yeah.
Know your person.
Exactly.
We all knew. Because even Clark was saying, did the governor not know how Wike ran that state? Everybody knew. Wike, who had all the chiefs, traditional rulers in the states, as they did that kind of thing. You knew, we know his personality.
Exactly.
Before you sign anything and agree to anything, if you cannot get in the office of Rivers State governorship office by yourself as an individual with your strength as a politician, leave it all. Don't help me. Because I don't want to be anybody's puppet.
But Nima, you can still know. You can still know and choose to be the yoke breaker. At some point, we have to break this yoke. The yoke of the state, the bondage of the state. You can still know and tomorrow decide.
From afar.
They
smelt it from afar. They kept querying that. This union, this quiet governor, this union.
This calm guy.
Can he walk?
It is now 94 months. Voila, don't start.
So were they
let me take a moment.
They were not. They were suggesting it will come. This will happen.
Let me take a moment.
I don't like politics of help me.
I hear what you say. Let me take a moment. Let me let Moyeni. Thanks for calling. Please, let's hear your view.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
First-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, on the issue of agreement, agreement is an agreement. We have a situation whereby the governor, present governor, and the ex-governor have an agreement. And no matter how the politics might have played or is playing right now, I think one way or the other, we always feel as Nigerians to stick to agreements. And that is always one of our problems. And when we talk about succession plans are always done in the interest of the person who is leaving office. And sometimes these succession plans, the new successor avoids these plans. He wants to bring his own rules, his own argument, but you agree to some agreements. You agree to do some things while you want to take over power. Because when you are adjusting for power, you are adjusting with so many other people.
Exactly. Thank you very much. What I hear Nima saying is that if you want to come in with your full chest and come and break egg, you better have break yoke. You must have capacity. You can't be coming to with somebody politically strong. You can't be coming to break yoke where you get a governor, the former governor, where gets serious standing.
I will be your successor.
People have tried it.
And then you become.
Rivers, Edo State tried it. People assumed that the current governor of Edo State did not have the political backing to dare what he did when he decamped to PDP. People felt it was a no-brainer. He was going to lose. Some people were still believing it until the day of election. Alas, they counted the votes and it was somebody else. Yeah. So anything, it can swing anyway. I feel that it takes a lot of... nobody can aspire to leadership without help. Yeah. You need help. The idea of leadership is that you are able to convince and sell the dream. I will be a good governor in this state. Yeah. Support me. I would buy into your dream. And what Mariah said is extremely important. When politicians understand how to manage the emotions, that you don't let your ego conflict. I know you, I know what you want. This is what you want. I will find a way to make you understand. Oh God, we're working
to the detriment of the state.
Not detriment. You will make sure
that manage people that
everything. Assume it's always detriment.
Listen,
let's hear our
but
sometimes it's detriment, you're right.
It is. Nigeria is also managing IMF, managing the UN, managing the World Bank.
Exactly.
And you need to manage.
It's not different.
Everybody has a boss.
You're not managed.
You have somebody that you must defer to. Except you're not God. There is somebody you will defer to. Every master has his own master. So there's no point you will get to that you will say that I'm not going to listen to anybody. You will still need to listen and find a way to sell your dream to that person.
Not if you're a
Hopefully you don't find yourself. Hopefully you don't find yourself under the yoke of someone who is unreasonable.
Yes.
Hopefully you don't find yourself under the yoke of someone who is unreasonable. If you find yourself in that situation, of course you might need to fight.
Or step down.
So how many people are reasonable? That's the thing.
So
for somebody who believes in you, who's worked with you over the years, who you've helped to get to a position to suddenly start fighting you, you think it's just because they don't know how to manage? It's not. Sometimes it's not just about that. It's about the fact that the interests are no longer aligning so much so that it may affect the person's work. And the person is saying, so that tomorrow they will not call me that I came to this place and I was among the people who brought down the state. I can either separate myself from you or we just go our separate ways. And then the person who installed will now be shouting that, you are now disloyal to me. I will show you, Pepe. And we're saying you cannot manage. It's not about managing emotions. So there are some people's emotions you cannot manage.
Good morning, Shola. Thanks for calling. You're live. When he was calling you to come and chop, you remember you did not, you can't manage the emotion.
Do you know if he chopped?
Hello, sir. But what sons are you going to? You want to be governor? Okay, yes, sir, no problem. Okay, I'll support you. You remember that time?
No, you can't. You may think that this person has dreams to advance a place, and then you get in and you see that
this is.
I'm just saying, no.
Please, if it is about the vision, you would already be executing it. Okay, there's this master plan that, this is for our state. As you are entering office, you continue with it. We will be seeing it, even if it's 4 months.
We saw it in Lagos.
We saw it. But the one that you enter, we did not see. Now we are shouting. Somebody is saying they want to impeach. Somebody, give us the details of this agreement. Let's know exactly what is happening. The details. Please, before you go and sign
but I trust, if Wike is the one that had an agreement with somebody, Wike will bring out the recording.
Right now, there are some receipts you cannot bring out in public.
But can we talk about the state assemblies that are seemingly, these are our state assemblies that we're supposed to be, there should be checks and balance. But we now see the state assemblies that seem to be, I don't know what's the most appropriate word to use, but I feel really, really worried about our democracy and how the system, we keep finding a way to manipulate the system to suit what we want, as opposed to letting the system run to give good governance to the people. What is happening to the people of River State right now? Who is ensuring that the River State people are getting taken care of? Who is ensuring there is no crime when we are still trying to
whoever
politics and
you fix everything.
I wanted to respond to.
I have to pause you because I have a caller. Then I'll come back to you. Good morning. I don't even know the name again. Good morning, sir. Or good morning, madam. You're live. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Ademola.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ademola. I think what is happening in Rivers is quite unfortunate. Unfortunate because no one expected that it's going to happen very soon.
They expected it, but not soon.
Not that we didn't expect it, because everyone that knows Wike knows that he's that kind of person that has an overbearing influence on. He's one kind of person that will not take this type of action, but he will want to impose it on somebody else. Having said that, I think I will advise him to learn from history, because if you know the story of Afobaje and the sword, Afobaje la kọ́kọ́ máa ń bẹ́ lórí, lọ́ba kọ́kọ́ máa ń bẹ́ lórí. So he should. The governor, he is the one that put him there, and it's like there is nothing. He is the governor today. He should allow the governor to govern the state. It is somebody that will put someone there. So there's nothing wrong in you being a godfather.
Yeah, used.
All right, thank you very much. So let me do a few comments. I have this on Mr. Tijani. He says, help me tell Auntie BC that in politics, loyalty is total, not partial loyalty. Wow. Once you display this betrayal of trust in politics, you're a goner. He now uses other case studies. Instead, you want to let me not go into that. Let's not go there. Right, then a few other comments. Let me see. Somebody says, may our loyalty not be tested, says Babasuni Fashola. During these days, we strive with our president.
Tope brought me to Edo State. And whenever we take the story of the deputy governor and the governor, I always laugh. When you sign an agreement with somebody and you come around later, it doesn't work, it's not working, it's called betrayal to the person. The person sees it as a betrayal. Who would have thought the governor, knowing how he did, his former governor would find the deputy governor a betrayer? To the extent they bounce her like a tenant out of government house, an elected office holder. An elected office holder. They bounce him. He had to even apologize. He even called himself a godly man. He's a peaceful man. He don't want wahala anymore. Politics in Nigeria is so interesting.
To humble you.
Yes, he humble. He went to Catholic church and gathered his people and said, now, I'm a peaceful man on the part of God. And apologized to the governor publicly, privately, everything is still outside. He never entered back to government house. Yes.
Yes, that.
Yes, whatever you are signing in Edo now. Philip Tribal and Obaseki. So
you don't apologize. You don't apologize.
They say they are not taking
never
apology. As in,
it have not reached.
What we are doing
whatever you are signing, let us know.
So our politicians are now gods. That's how it's seeming.
Yeah.
But funnily.
But we cannot progress like this.
Lagos example.
We cannot progress like this.
Don't even go and don't talk about that Lagos thing. Just keep quiet.
What happened to it? What do you know again?
No. Let's just leave it. Because when you start over-emphasizing...
No, I'm overdoing it.
They will give you a dossier or what is happening in the secret. For me, it would be a case of, as we are discussing this politics and we're seeing... This is not the first time this thing is happening. I really wish it to be the last. And the only way that can be the last is if the National Assembly, the House of Representatives and the Senate decide that we would speak up and do something about it. We will propose this bill to strengthen the state of assembly. Maybe by the time we do that, it would help to create checks within the states because we cannot continue like this. We can't continue to have somebody feel like, I am so powerful in the states. And there's some other states, so if you hear what's happening in Uyo, you will do like this. Uyo self is doing their own too.
Our politics, and we keep saying that
when you
have a customized democracy, because the truth is that the democracy we have here that seems to be an offshoot of what we take from the West. We need to see how do we do it based on our culture, our belief system, how we see our leaders. Because the truth is that I keep saying this thing that this democracy that we're practicing, is it right for us?
People don't know how to retire.
How do we, as a people, educate ourselves? Because it will take time for us to understand. You say that, oh, these people need this kind of leaders. Are you sure you need that kind of leader? They don't know. Are you sure they're not happy with the Rankadede life of going to go and greet? We can't judge based on our own outlook of life.
The democracy we practice has interpreted who we are. It's reflecting us. Look at all these states that we are talking about. It's reflecting us. Nobody wants to be anybody's boss. But do we want progress? Progress is that there's a good vision. And government must be a continuum. Not that one person will now come and say, this thing that my former, I don't think is good. Because he's the one that did, I don't think is good. Not because I don't think that project is bad. I've detailed, evaluated this thing and think it's not good for the people. Just because somebody else did it. It's reflecting us eventually. Every time we have a governor, we fear. Look at Ondo, for instance. The governor fell sick. He handed over to his deputy. But before he came back, he doesn't like who the deputy is again. But what does the Constitution provide? Are we ready to follow what we have? We have good laws. Our President Buhari, if he did nothing, he ensured the autonomy of houses of assembly and local governments before he left. So we have the laws. The policies of the people is what we practice. Policies of lobbying. Let's gang up. Let's go and remove her. That's the politics we play. If the governor signed an agreement with the former governor, nobody heard.
But the governor too, the former minister...
Do you even know if they signed anything?
We don't know. I want
It's just a gentleman's agreement.
But even even Wike did not go back on what I mentioned. They had the issue. Everybody is breaking everybody's agreements.
The politics of Nigeria. It is not. We are no longer practicing wherever we pick
the official democracy.
It's reflecting our people. Yeah.
So we shouldn't practice the democracy. That's what I'm saying. Let's find one that is that.
So Amaro is the same thing. If the king had not stayed where they
I think we have to wrap up. I'm not sure we can take
it. It's our people's own. Our people.
Let's take a few comments on social media, then we wrap up.
Okay. So only one tweet has dropped on this topic. Professor Imonoha Enahena says, impeaching a governor after 5 months is like using public office instruments to cower or coerce the governor into English obfuscating submission, which is atrocious and must be resisted to stand to curb recalcitrant and pugnacious politics.
Who is this? Who's that?
The state assemblies should resist external influences in using apparatus of government in enforcing reprehensible practices in governance. And this practice can bring insecurity to the state. All parties must work together to bring development, accountability, and peace to the state. This is the purpose of governance.
Nelly says that the bitter truth is that godfatherism is all over the world. To go far in politics, you must have godfather. This is a political reality. Okay, another one.
Mount Rushmore says Fubara has gotten the power to break the yoke now. A governor is most powerful after the president. So it will play out now. Blessed One said, what agreement? Were you there when they did the contract? Person can do like monkey to catch monkey.
Any other one?
We have a lot. I'm just trying to get them.
Sift through there.
Okay, Kore says, is Fubara there to serve Wike or the people of Rivers State?
Is the quarrel over continuity of the vision or...
We don't know why the quarrel... We don't know. We only...
This is the quarrel to happen over...
Wike hasn't said anything since yesterday.
Which is very unlikely.
Now we're speculating.
Because Wike will have shut down the station. He would have covered the newspaper headline.
Four news station. 4 at
one
least.
page.
Yes.
Always.
Of like
you will bring them on a live broadcast.
But he's quiet.
People are writing.
So maybe we're just speculating. Maybe we are wrong. Maybe there's no issue. Maybe he's not involved.
Maybe it's the former governor. Maybe
so Nana Oboro says, I do not agree with BC at all. If you had a gentleman's agreement, you should be stuck. You should stick with it, just like a contract. If you pull out of the contract, there are consequences. FO says, please, the idea of boss and subordinate is not in here. Politicians aren't reasonable. Okay, somebody's wishing somebody from Rivers State calls in.
All right. Okay.
Abi, that would be nice to have someone for Rivers calling an individual, but...
Okay, so we have to wrap up on this, but I think really, in a nutshell, Nigerians generally are not happy about what's going on in Rivers State. We're hoping that some sanity is brought in. I mean, thank God, Uche was telling us earlier, our correspondent, that this morning was more quiet in the state, which we're happy about that. We're hoping that the back and forth is resolved somewhat, and that the rule of law is instilled such that you don't impeach a governor without real, clear evidence of infraction or something he has done. So we should be very clear why he's been impeached. And then also, if there are external influences, they should be able to allow the governor to run his state accordingly. But either way, let there be peace in Rivers State, and we hope that this wouldn't happen again. Let's go on a break now. When we come back, move on to our health segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.